Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan O'Brien. In today's video, I am going to share tips for manifesting during the full moon. And no, you don't have to go outside and howl at a certain time or get your crystals out, which those things are great too. But there's really an art to this, and manifesting by definition is based on this idea of the law of attraction. So what we think about, we bring about. And so what we write down, what our mindset is, and what our thoughts are start to create energy that then goes out into the universe in this vibration, like a ripple effect. Like imagine if you're skipping a stone on a still lake. It's like this continuous momentum, and that's what we're doing with manifesting. And so as these lunation cycles are a big opportunity for us to put our seeds of intention each month, the full moon is the most potent and powerful. So let's get on to the video. First things first, full moons are notorious for the prime opportunity to release anything that's no longer serving you. So before you even start the ritual, begin to think about mindsets, people, places, things, anything that you feel like is sticking to you, this toxic energy, negativity, frustration, anything that you can mindfully release and let go. So that is the setting the stage before we even get to the actual ritual. Number one, clear your space and find a place that you can honor yourself during a full moon ritual. We all feel so much better when we step into a clean car, right? You feel so much more put together and there's no clutter. Well, our mind is no different. So if we're gonna be starting out to do this full moon manifestation, it's a mouthful. You should clear your space and find a place that's super quiet and will be available to you and you only, unless you're hosting a ritual with a group of friends, which I can talk about in another video. Tip number two, grab yourself a notebook or piece of paper and a pen, along with some form of a candle, a stick of incense, a sage bundle, something that you can kind of create sort of an altar for your space, and also almost like a little environment, like you're going to like a little full moon ritual party of one for yourself. But it just makes you feel more special and feeling a sense of this freshness in the air. I usually like to do full moon rituals with incense because I just love incense. And I did my yoga teacher training in Bali, and the entire country just always smelled this really great incense. And I know some people are totally turned off by it. So if you don't like incense, don't worry about it. You can just use a candle. Okay, next tip is write at the top of the piece of paper what you would like to attract in the next 30 days or who you would like to attract. Again, we're releasing and letting go of anything that no longer serves so that we can set up the space to enable stuff to come in. Guys, energy is like anything else in the world. Imagine a waitress going over to a table, trying to drop off all of this amazing food coming out of the kitchen, but yet she can't because the table is full of all these plates and napkins and cups that need to be removed. Like, we have to create the space. And if we don't, we're not going to be able to receive all of our blessings. So tip number three is grabbing this piece of paper and setting yourself up for this. And then obviously write down everything that you can imagine that would make you so happy about what it is you'd want to attract. How does it make you feel? What are you going to look like? What are you going to be doing in that new relationship? How is the unconditional love going to make you feel? How are you going to envision the rest of your life with this event or whatever it is you're wanting to attract? But be very descriptive with your words and just jot them down like lists. What you'd like to do with the person, what the job entails, what types of scopes of work will you be working on, and what are the vibrations of the people that you'll be interacting with. Be as specific as possible, but don't get tripped up on exactly a specific person or a specific job or a specific location. try to keep it more high level, because as we know, there's so much available to us in this entire world, and we don't even know the extent of what could potentially be waiting for us. So don't limit yourself. After you've finished, carefully take a match or a lighter and burn the piece of paper. Rip it out of your notebook. Of course, do this carefully, preferably so that the ashes are placed in some water, or if you're outside, pour some water over it, whatever. But this ritual is so powerful. We are responsible for our experience and for what comes into our lives. I know that's really hard. I had a hard time believing that at the very beginning of my journey. Like, we actually attract like the negative relationships and the jobs that are stressful. We bring those on ourselves. Like, we are responsible directly for our experience. And I'm not saying that anyone deserves it or that we're bad people or we made terrible decisions, but if we realize the power of our mind, that's where you can start to fine tune this law of attraction, which is basically that the more energy that we focus and place onto something, the better. So during this full moon ritual, focus as much as humanly possible on what makes you feel good, how you're gonna be directly impacted by this future experience, and imagine yourself in the shoes, like in the wedding dress, carrying the baby, signing the letter of intent or the partnership agreement with your new company. Like, imagine these future events as if they were happening right now. Okay, the last tip is, after you've done this, really nurture your body. Take a nice warm shower. Try to allow yourself 6 to 8 hours of rest. Drink water and continue the little mind movie, as Joe Dispenza calls it, of how your future state is going to be before you go to sleep. Like, the 5 minutes prior to falling asleep are the most powerful for our subconscious mind. So if you can just take those 5 minutes and really relish in what it is that you are wanting, it's going to be that much more magnetic to attract and bring the goodness to you. So take really good care of yourself and rest, and then be so proud that you've completed your full moon ritual. Make it your own. Customize the altar and the space that you do it in, and the types of notes and journal entries that you do. I find that after the years of doing this, we make it so personal that it's easier to return to. And like any mindfulness practice or self-care ritual, the more that we can incorporate it as part of like a long-term strategy, the more we're likely to actually follow through and do it again for the next full moon. So then you'll have one under your belt and you can see what you'd like to tweak or change. I love plants, as you can tell. They're all over the place in my environment. So I tend to usually try to create the altar space with some kind of flowers or plants. If I can, I'll go to the beach and actually ground into the sand. The ions from just the energy of the beach and the ocean and all of that, I feel like recalibrates me, especially near a new moon. So if you can get outside, I highly recommend that too. And then guys, if you like this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and check out the links for my website in the description box below. I would love to hear from you. I hope you're all well, and I hope that you enjoy this first full moon ritual. I'll see you really soon. Okay, bye.